champ is here. The 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 champ is here.
Welcome, punters, to another episode of the Whispers Racing Podcast. As you would have heard, Champions Day at Flemington, the last day. As always, I'm joined by Matty. How are you, Matty?
Going well, mate. How are you?
Going very well. I'm tired. I've had enough of the races, but thank God they've brought this new invention forward because it brings a lot of excitement to the day.
Absolutely. Nice intro. I thought it was for me, but clearly for headquarters this weekend.
Yeah, I just thought that champions of the turf, we've got a couple that are champions, and I thought it was quite fitting to play it. But after Melbourne Cup Day, I think we can add a third person, and it might be just you. We'll just have to put it to the committee.
Thank you, mate. Luckily, it's a committee of two. Gold Trip got home for us. It was the second pick. $100 strategy. We had $30 on it, so nice little collect for anyone that did follow. But yeah, look, it was a very, very wide open race, which we saw by the place getters in Emissary and High Emotion. Obviously, the favourite Juval Legend in fourth. How did you see it?
Yeah, mate, it was not shocked because I did say that Cox Plate runners tickle my fancy, and I think they're the great form going in. And I just wish I never heard the news that it was getting vetted 2 days out because it would have been on top for me. I can easily say that in hindsight, but yeah, no, it was what I was more impressed by, and no one really talked about it in the media, which shocked me a little. This horse had 3 starts in 3 weeks: Caulfield Cup, Cox Plate, Melbourne Cup. Now that is unheard of now these days. It's a serious horse, and I think the credit to the trainers for the way they handled it and just the horse. I think it's better than what we're saying it is. That's just me. You?
No, 100%. Now, it went into the race with only 1 win, so I can see the knocks on it. But it was second in the Caulfield Cup. Look, it didn't have a horrible Cox Plate. However, I don't necessarily think it was ridden as well as what it could have been. I think it was more of a prep run for the Melbourne Cup. So, yeah, look, after the Caulfield Cup, that's when I became extremely keen on it for the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, and yeah, good to see Emissary run home because Geelong Cup used to be one of the best form lines going in, and some reason we've gone away from it because we don't have internationals in it anymore. Well, a lot of people paid their lesson for it because paid well the place. And as I said, with High Emotion, I know the run didn't look good at Bendigo, but what it did through the line was more impressive. And if the track got to a soft 7, it was definitely going to be competitive. So there was a lot of leeways we gave for punters to find something. Hopefully punters got something out of it, especially Gold Trip. Like, that's hands down $30 to win. And if you took top tote or top fluck, $20, like, full credit goes to you, Matty, for that.
Absolutely, and thank you for all the viewers and listeners as well. It was an absolutely amazing response for Melbourne Cup. So hopefully we steered a few people in the right direction. We did say that between us we gave 6 horses. It was an open cup, but we did feel like we had the field covered. Obviously, if Emissary or High Emotion got up, it would have been a different story. But yeah, it was good to see that we did steer some punters in the right direction.
Yes, it definitely is. You directed them in the right direction because I absolutely stunk it up with race 1. My Pineapple, it went like a busted. And then my other bet, Moonamek, oh my golly gosh, I thought it was home for all money after the cup. And I'm like, this is where we start making some money. And it was a sickening watch. But no, at least you steered it in. I'm going to hand the Pineapple over for disgusting performance. And yeah, stay tuned, punters, because it's a absolute doozer, this one, I reckon.
Absolutely. Headquarters is throwing on an absolutely amazing way to finish off the carnival. I've never seen a stakes day look this good.
Nah, correct. And as I said, the credit's got to go to the Flemington VRC, whoever got behind to do this, because I'll put my hand up and say I was not a fan when they first came out because I thought it'd be end of prep runs and just horses won't go to it. But the trainers and owners have told us they like this sort of concept, and I can't wait. Even though I'd love to have seen it on the first day, it'd be great on a nice track, but that's a different story. But no, it's going to be good. We're going to dissect races 6, 7, and 8, bets around the grounds. No trial trackers this week because there wasn't any good trialers, which is probably good at this time of year. Bets around the grounds, and more importantly, at the end, Maddie's best bet, which is pineapple of the week, because we will probably have some new viewers after last week. Touch wood.
Touch wood.
Track stats. There's no rail announcement at the moment, but going off last year's and what I'm thinking, I think it's going to be either rail out 7, 8, or 9. Whatever that case is, every horse gets their chance. The stats tell me you can win from anywhere. Obviously, wind will play a part if there's going to be any, but every horse gets their chance. So good old Flemington will be good. As I said, no trial trackers this week. Get stuck straight into it. Race 6, the Darley Champion Sprint, 1,200 metres, Group 1. Maddie, kick things off.
Right, mate. Well, while you bring up the odds, there is going to be on who flies a gate first. So I think we are the Inferno front page, Rock and Horse. So Worm, have you got the odds there?
I do have the odds. The favourite is Nature Strip. Top odds of $2. At 14, Giga Kick is $6. Bella Nipotina, $6. Paulele, $21, and forget about the rest.
Very good. Not too many others I'll be mentioning other than the first one that I'm going to go with, Masked Crusader. Now, both of us have backed Masked Crusader. All I want to see is Masked Crusader fly home like we thought. Now, with the amount of pace on in this race, I think that is a high possibility. But from what we've seen across its last few runs, I'm not confident it can provide it. If there's one horse in the race that can take it up to the favourite, it is Masked Crusader. But we just haven't seen it at its best. So all I'm saying, make sure you keep it safe, because it does have the ability to be running very, very close to this favourite. Bella Nipotina, career best form. Now, is she up to this class? It'll be interesting to see, but can't go into the race any better to find out. So really interested to see how Bella Nipotina goes. Giga Kick, wow. Win this. And when we've got a new champ. We've got a new champ. Now, down the straight at Flemington, is it going to be an advantage for it? I don't necessarily believe it's going to be an advantage, but I don't see it being a disadvantage either. With the pace on in this race, it'll just tuck in behind plenty of horses like Rock and Horse or Rothfire, and it'll have its opportunity. On top, Nature Strip. Now, we didn't see Nature Strip at its best within the Everest. It's still got another length and a half to improve in comparison to what we saw in the Everest. So don't write the current champ off, but there is a high possibility we may have a new champ by the end of this race. Worm, how did you see it?
Yeah. I think Nature Strip it's race to win. We'll jump to the lead, and I just win. It just wins. It won't have Naughty Nash trying to ruin Nature Strip's run by letting him sit wider. We're just going in a straight line today. So from barrier 12, I think that's perfect because no one's going to bother him out there. Yeah, he's just going to have it all his favours. And I just think, yeah, as I said, no one will bother him. So he just jumps, leads, wins. He's the world's best sprinter, and that's why he's favourite for this race, and I can't go past him. And number 12, I'm keen to have a look here. Leventi. Maddie's internet's dropping in and out, so I'm going to keep
I
talking.
completely understand that, and right in the.
Oh, it's going to play catch up. He's dropping in and out, so I'll keep talking. That's all right. I'll keep talking. Number 12 here, Levante. It sparks my interest here because it was the first one home on the outside group in the Newmarket in March. It beat Artorias, who went well in Europe during the winter. So it's had one jump out and it went well. So I think $6 the place. It is a bet. Also, I'm going to have a look at number 10 here, September Run. I know people are going to think I'm crazy here, but I think $8 the place is a good bet as Matty jumps straight back in. So I'll keep talking. I think $8 is a good place bet because last start, Ollie took it straight to the rail and on race number 17 over the 2-day carnival Cox Plate. It wasn't the place to be. So it ran home nicely. It does have good track stats and distance stats, which is always a tick down the straight. And he just loves racing down the straight. So I think they're two horses that way over the odds. Look, I know I've mentioned 3 bets here. One of them, 2 of them the place, one of them the win, but I will go hard. Nature Strip the win. I will take a same race multi with September Run and Leventi top 4 in both. So there's 2 little plays there. Heavy the win, Nature Strip. Play the little same race multi. Matty, you want to run through your thoughts again?
Yeah,
just in case it didn't come through. Just in case it either I didn't go through or you didn't go through.
No, that's right. So from 4th down to 1st, Masked Crusader, just make sure we keep that one safe. Ballad Nipotina, career best form. Interesting to see how it stacks up to these. Clearly on top, though, between Giga Kick and Nature Strip. A matter of with the current champ versus the contender. We're going to be really interested to see how that plays through. I think, as you mentioned, if Nature Strip does ping the gates and go straight to the front without any pressure, I see it very hard getting past. If it does have some competition out the gates and a little bit more pressure, that's where I see it being a little bit vulnerable.
Yeah, 100%. It's and I hear the noise of with Nature Strip. Has the trip taken a lot out of him and he hasn't come back his best? And yeah, that can be it. He only had a short spell, normally has a bit longer spell. You know, there's a lot of ifs and buts, and $2 is a price that scares a lot of punters. And I know Matty doesn't want to get involved at 2s, but I do. So we're different, but we do sort of land on it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've definitely got Nature Strip on top. So if you like it, I'm not talking anyone out of it. I do hope it does win too. After losing the Everest, I hope it rebounds.
Yeah, 100%. I'd love to see it rebound and just put his foot on or his hoof on the till and just say, "Hey, I'm the big boy here. Come play with me."
Absolutely.
We'll see. Race 7 we'll get stuck into here. Race 7, Kennedy's Champion Mile, Group 1, 1600. Matty, I'll let you take this away because I'll go on for 4 hours about this race without even having a selection. So I'll let you kick it off.
Look, mate, take note, all carrying 59 kilos. I don't see too much pace in the race, so I think a horse like Alligator Blood is going to jump straight to the lead. You might see Tuvalu crossover with it, but I think Alligator Blood is going to get all its own way. So from there, it's probably worth starting with Alligator Blood. Before we do that, Worm, have you got the odds up?
Yeah, I do. Private Eye top odds is $3.15. My over on $4.60. Cascadian $5.50. Alligator Blood $7. Mr. Brightside $10. Tuvalu $11, and you can have $31 the rest.
Very good. So Alligator Blood, easy lead, as we mentioned. It'll find this race a lot easier than what it's been racing against. obviously in the lead up towards the Cox Plate. So what I do get a little bit concerned about here is it's been up for a long time. This wasn't its grand final. So realistically, can you see it leading all the way? I find it highly unlikely, but it does rate exceptionally well within the race. And I keep going back towards Maccabi Diva or Maccabi Diva Stakes race. And that's one I can't get out of my head over the 1600 metres where it's back to here. But yeah, look, I see it around the mark, but a few question marks. Mr. Brightside, back from 2000 to 1600 is an absolute huge tick. It's going to find this field a lot easier as well. And at $10, look, I see it to be a winning chance. But more importantly, I see this to be a really, really good place bet. Back to 1600 metres. On top, I've got Private Eye. Now, we're racing amazingly at the moment, but having listened to the trainer throughout the week, this has always been its grand final. So the races that it's won along the way have just been bonuses. So leading up towards this 1600, I see this at least 2 lengths better than the rest of this field. I see Mr. Brightside clearly in front of the rest of the field, apart from Private Eye. So I've got Private Eye well on top, and then I've got Mr. Brightside well on top of the others. So that's how I'm seeing this race. If for whatever reason it doesn't play out that way, I can definitely see how you can then make a case for about 4 or 5 others in terms of your Alligator Bloods, your Tuvalu's, your Mr. Oberons. But at this stage, they're the 2 that I've clearly got on top, and I will be backing Mr. Brightside the place and Private Eye the win.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, good point on Private Eye. I never knew. I thought it was going to the sprint. So that is a good, especially when the fields came out, I was like, what the hell are they doing? But that clearly tells you something. Yeah. Geez, you've got it on top clearly. Wow. I don't disagree with you at all. I think it's a good horse, and I will never talk anyone out of backing it. But it's a race you can either have 5 bets or you have 1, and I can't talk anyone out of Private Eye, Cascadian, Alligator Blood, Mr. Brightside, my over on Tuvalu. Like the races, they just keep going on, and the more I look at it, the more it does my head in. So I think I need to believe what I saw, and that was number 9, my Oberon. The race rated through the roof and would win any Group 1 this year with that figure. He's going to be 4 pairs back. We know he's faked. So he's going to be giving a head start to the good Private Eye, Brightside, Alligator Blood. That is a little concern, but if he brings that run from Moonee Valley, I think he wins. But when they do run a massive peak figure like it did, they can really drop off. Now, it could go 2 ways. It balloons again, and we see a Cox Plate favourite, or it runs like a busted. I'm going to believe we see it balloon again, and we see a Cox Plate favourite after this. Cascadian, I was all over this horse 3 starts ago, ready to go for this day, and then it draws barrier 11, and I'm probably going to have a saver on it or have a bonus bet on it because I'll have about 75 worth of him by this time. He is dead set airborne. He's in the best form of his life. Second was Just Folk last start, who should have won on Tuesday. I don't know what the hell happened there. I'm still hurting after that, but the problem is barrier 11, he's going to be last. Now, J-Mac on board. My understanding is they will go back because they've been back all prep, but when J-Mac's on, he might just go a little sneaky here. We're going to roll forward. If he does, wowee, it wins. But I'm 80% confident they go back. He's going to run home hard, but, geez, this is a top field to be going back to last. And that's why I can't put him on top. My over on top. Cascadian, because I love him. But then you got Private Eye, who's going to be in front of all of us. So good race. I'm probably going to change my mind 50 times, but I'm going to shut up now before I change my mind for a 51st time.
That's a good call in terms of Cascadian. Am I right in saying that set it for this race?
Yeah, they have. It's been their outline from day dot. I thought they'd go to the Champions Stakes, but once again, are they hiding from Animo?
Yeah,
Because
probably.
Animo's
Probably.
always never had any stablemate against it, and I don't know. It must be just a Cummings thing not to go up against other horses like Waller does. He has 6 or 7, but or Kieran Marr now. But yeah, it just I don't know. But the mile, I would have loved to have seen him at 2000 as well.
Absolutely. I think you're right there. But yeah, I think the barrier is a fair disadvantage in this case.
Yeah. But Ripper race, can't wait. I'm going to have 5,000 bets and probably not have a collect, but that's just me. Before we get into the next one, WhatsApp community. If you want to be part of our community, it is all free. There's no paid services. There's no paywalls. There's nothing. This is all free. We do it for the love, like we said on Tuesday's episode. So if you want to join DM one of us, we'll put you straight through. You get our thoughts, and more importantly, you can ask any questions whatsoever. Post any bets you want, even if they're crap like mine. Just if you're a sicko like all of us, come join, because I'll tell you what, there's some good bets floating around, and they're just good times to be had while watching the races.
Well, mate, I wouldn't be putting yourself down too much. You tipped the community the winner of the Oaks today, and snagged yourself the trifecta. So I wouldn't be putting yourself into that type of atmosphere when you're in that type of form.
Yeah, it's as we say in punting, it's a roller coaster. You have good days, you have bad days, and geez, it was hurting the month of October, seeing them quite well without getting results. But hopefully November's fat and we've started in the right direction, and we've sent a bet. And Maddie, you've been part of the community. It's been a year almost.
Absolutely.
Have I ever sent a bet out on a Wednesday night for a Saturday?
Not that I've seen until today.
Yeah, it was rare areas. So if you want to come and get involved, DM us. We'll be more than happy to add you in, and you won't have a bad time, that's for sure.
To be fair, I haven't seen Johnny's multi yet, so waiting for that to come through.
I think he's I'm going to have to send a missing persons report because of Duval Legends performance. I wouldn't say poor performance. He just did what he did. But yeah, Johnny's gone missing. So we're going to go looking for him. And after I go to the show, because one of the community members was ripping through me about Duval Legend, which was good, friendly banter. That's what it's all about. Different opinions. You're going to be disagreeing sometimes, but when we do agree, it's a bloody good old time. And there's one on Saturday that we all agree on, I think. Race 8. Tab Champions Stakes, 2,000 meters, Group 1. I'm going to have a crack here. I think this is Cox Plate 2.0 in my eyes. It's a ripper field. We see the Animo v I'm Thunderstruck clash. The odds we've got here. Surprise, surprise. Animo's our favourite here at top odds at a 205, but $1.95 across the board. I'm Thunderstruck, $4.40. We got Zaki, $8.50. Mwanga, $11. Elliptical, $12. Hinge, $21. Mr. Maestro, $21. Maximal, $51. Mustang Valley, $41. Banker's Choice, yes, I did say banker, $71 and $126. He's a shocker. I thought I'd run through it because I reckon this is a really, really good field. How do they beat Animo again? That's how I just see it. Like, you cannot ride off winning form. How does anyone beat it? I don't know. But there's one thing I heard on .com on Wednesday night, and I have to share it because I think it's a really good comment to make. And it's, if you think I'm Thunderstruck should have been Animo with a better barrier, then put your money where your mouth is and back it so we can get a better price Animo. I think it's just a great comment because it is 100% true. If you think it can beat it, put your money where your mouth is because you're going to find out Saturday. And that's what I can't wait about. Animo gets the gun run again and just should win. I'm Thunderstruck. I'd love to see the horse go forward from barrier 8, but they won't. They'll take their medicine and go back again. It's going to be on. I can't wait. But I'm going to go left field here. And I think a lot of, please don't switch off. Don't think I'm bloody on something, but it's an opinion game. I'm keen to play here. Number 6, Banker's Choice at $12 the place only. I don't want to back at the win. As I said, I think Animo wins, but I just think $12 the place for this horse is absolutely stupid. Never seen 2,000. Yes, that is a negative, but I just think all prep, it's screaming for 2,000 meters now. It's out of Mongolian Khan, who is a stayer from New Zealand, won a Caulfield Cup. This is 2,000 meters. From barrier 7, they will go back. But if they can just be positive a little bit and sit midfield, this horse has one of the best turn of foots in this race. So if it can run a drum at $12, this is just, I want to find out. At $12, I want to find out what I'm seeing. But I feel Animo will win, but I'm going to play Banker's Choice the place. Maddie, your thoughts on this race?
Look, and this is more replaying what we saw in the Cox Plate. As you said, I think we're going to see something very similar. That'll be the form line that I'm following. Look, it's Zaki. It went to the lead in the Cox Plate, but it didn't really set a fast tempo, and it was never going to beat the likes of Animo or on Thunderstruck across the last 300 metres. So if it wants a chance of winning this race, we need to see a decent tempo from it. Otherwise, we're going to see a very, very similar result, which is, to be honest, what I'm expecting. I'm Thunderstruck, sensational run in the Cox Plate. And Animo, look, all I'll say about Animo is I don't think we even saw its best in the Cox Plate. Between I'll say 600 and 400, it was ridden exceptionally hard around the corner to get around the corner and then straighten up. You're not going to need to do that when you get to Flemington. So I think we're going to still see better to come from Animo than what we saw in the Cox Plate. It didn't run up to its peak in the Cox Plate. I think it's going to have the opportunity to do even better here from barrier number 4. Joe Mackey is going to be able to put it wherever he wants. So I do have Animo on top. Mate, the only other thing I want to mention, 2 things actually. First one, a question. Mustang Valley coming across from New Zealand. Anything we should know?
Win was really good last start. I was really impressed until it was beaten 3.8 behind Le Creek.
Okay.
That's a negative.
Not a form line we want to be following. So we'll leave that out for now. If it was to somehow beat Animo, well, I think a lot of people would be shocked. A lot of people would be shocked. And then you've got the 2 bottom weights at 51 kilos, the 3-year-olds. Mr. Maestro ran 4th in the Derby. I thought it had a winning chance on the corner. Probably just didn't see out the last couple of 100 metres. And what do you think of the other at 51 kilos?
Elliptical.
Is it in some decent form?
Oh, mate. Yeah, if there's any number 1 form lines going around, it's this one. This champion, Group 1 that's coming out of the Spring Champion, I should say. The winner, Sharp and Smart, 2nd in the Derby. 4th out of that race was She's Extreme, won the Oaks. and I think it ran 6th or 7th. Manzois won the Derby. So this is really good form lines, and I think at $14, it might be worth to find out. So if you like it, I'll push you to it.
Interesting. You've got the Cox Plate form, and then you've got these couple of 3-year-olds down at 51 kilos. And historically, they haven't run too badly in this race. Now, again, fair enough. You haven't had the class of a Cox Plate 2.0 in this race previously. So take that into consideration. But yeah, look, for me, Animo on top, and I expect it to win. Interested to see how Zaki and Thunderstruck run, but probably more interested to see how a couple of these 3-year-olds run.
Yeah, especially elliptical with Willow on board. I think they roll forward and sit outside Zaki. If they do that, he's going to be there a long, long way. It's just, can he run out 2,000 meters? Because he looked home in the champion stakes, and geez, I still don't know how he got beaten. So yeah, I reckon it's 2.0 Cox Plate.
Cracking way to finish off the carnival.
100%. You know what? They should have put this the last race. That ends the carnival. Everyone leaves knowing what's happened at the races and go, what a carnival that was. Instead, we end the race with a benchmark 80 down the straight. So the crowd will be gone. If they get, say, 60,000, there'll be no more than 5,000 people left because they've left. Like,
seeing what they wanted to see.
Yeah, like if you talk about wanting to build it up, here's a perfect opportunity. Like, how good would it be? Last race of the day, your chips in whatever account, you're gambling responsibly as well, but you're just pushing in. You're just going, oh, I'm done. Here we go. Boom, I'm all in Animo, or you're on Banker's Choice, the place. Mate, it just ends on a great note. Instead, we're going to a freaking benchmark 80. There's my fucking cash out for the week. Like, seriously, I thought hopefully they learn from it and they do something about it. Or even Nature Strip in the last. World's best sprinter. I don't know. Just my little rant. There we go. Around the grounds. Matty, where are we going with your around the grounds?
Mate, nothing else at Flemington for myself. I will be having a bit more of a look up in Sydney, but the one I'll be taking a little bit more of a look around is in race number 5, Purring Away. We backed it here before, and we've been on the right side, and it's one that I'm keen to play here. I probably need to take a little bit of a closer look at the race, and that's why I'll share it with the community on Saturday morning. But yeah, Purring Away in race 5 has taken my fancy at this stage.
She's like an ex-girlfriend for you. You just keep going back, and you know you should.
Well, first up, performs exceptionally well. Across from New Zealand, got some decent form lines. So, as I said, I'll take a bit of a closer look, but that's where I'm leaning at this stage.
Yeah, nice, like it. I'm going to go, I've got 2 here. Flemington Race 4, number 11, Salcombe, $2.80 for this horse is absolutely stealing. Someone ring the cops, tell them to come over, because $2.80, we've stolen money, I think. Should start $1.80, has form around Secret State in Europe, who finished second to Duval Legend, who finished 4th in the Melbourne Cup. And then 3rd in that race was our Bodegon, who finished 3rd in the Cox Plate to Animo. So that form stacks up really well. From barrier 7, they're going to be worse than midfield. That's the way the horse runs, its style. But this horse has a turn of foot, and it will be winning. Can you believe it's $17 for next year's Melbourne Cup? This is a serious, serious racehorse. Get involved. That is race 4, number 11, Salcombe. Then we'll move over to Morfordville. We've always got to go to Morfordville for one. And surprise, surprise, race 1, number 5, Pretty Reliable. I backed this for the Oaks, and it's in a 1,200-meter race. Don't know what I got more wrong, this horse or the trainer has made an absolute error. But anyway, by Reliable Man, it's in a 1,200-meter race. But we're on it last start in the maiden, and he won beautifully with Baron Vorster on. He stays on. A little let up, no concern. Finds a nice, easy Class 1 race. Love to see that. $2.60 is a price, and I'm happy to get involved in because it will be sitting right behind the leaders on a leaders track at Morphettville Parks. And we'll kick off the day in a very elegant fashion. Race 1, number 5, Morphettville, pretty reliable. Multi-time. All right. On the final day, we've decided to pull our finger out and we're going to get this one. I'm feeling confident. I'm going to chuck in Salcombe, the win, at $2.80, and I'll chuck in Nature Strip at $2 the win. What are you chucking in, Matty?
Okay, mate. I'll be throwing in Mr. Brightside the place. As I said, I think it's a really good bet. Mr. Brightside back to 1,600 metres. I think we're going to see the best of Mr. Brightside in this race. I've got Animo on top. I find it really tough to see Animo getting beat. I know we mentioned a number of different options, a few different watch outs, Banker's Choice, a couple of these 3-year-olds. But Animo, it's definitely got upside versus his Cox Plate run.
Beautiful. So that comes to $28. So Salcombe the win, that's in race 4. Mr. Brightside in race 7. Animo in race 8. And Nature Strip the win in race 6. I know that's a bit muddly jubbly, but you get the picture. So win, place, win, $28. Get involved, and we will be laughing. Right, the punters, get your pens and pencils ready. Matty's going to give us the pineapple of the week. I reckon you're going to race 9, the carnival, the get-out stakes of all. You going to race 9?
The benchmark 64 down the straight, and we'll give that one a miss.
Oh, okay. What about races 1, 2, or 3? You know, that they are great races to kick off final day. Have we got one in there?
You're wearing the T-shirt. Has TAB got some sensational promo for those 3 races just to get us betting?
Oh, well, if you want to talk free hit, yes.
Okay. I might have a punt in those races then.
There's a reason why you come to the community, because you get my free hit bets in all three codes, and they've been going all right, touch wood. So you're not going there. Well, you must be going race 4. You're going to follow me in with Salcombe, are you?
No, we're not going to follow the European form, and I won't be taking 17s at this stage for next year's Melbourne Cup. But thank you for the
okay.
The
we haven't race 5. We're not going there. No, you won't go race 6. All right, I reckon you're going race 8 or 7. I reckon you're going race 7.
Okay, race 7. We have put in the multi Mr. Brightside for the place. I'm quite confident that it'll probably run second, and the horse that it'll run second to is going to be the pineapple for this week in Private Eye. Private Eye, as I mentioned, clearly on top. It's just won some races along the way, some very nice races in the lead up to this 1,600 metre race. So for that reason, Private Eye is on top and will be our pineapple.
Wow, beautiful. Big race too. So, guys, if you're new to us, pineapple is $50 to win. Winner stays on. And looks like Matty next week, Cranbourne Cup will be on again.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
Beautiful. So that's the end of the show, punters. Anything else, Matty?
No, mate, that is it from myself, Cracking Waiter, and the HQ Carnival.
Yeah, 100%. Sun's out, guns out. Champions Day, can't wait. We'll be back next week for Cranbourne Cup on the Saturday. No, Sandown Cup at Caulfield. Sorry, I've gone 1 week ahead. That's the end of the show. Hopefully you fill your pockets up. More importantly, we hope we fill your pockets up. We'll end the show with our favourite man. He just wants to pop in to just give us some words of advice, especially to me after Cup Day, to lift my spirits. And we will see you all next week for Sandown Cup Day at Caulfield.
I'm not a good person, but it just goes to show that good things do happen to bad people. So anyone out there who's up against the wall, fucking stick to it. Every cent you got, your rent, your electricity bill, if you're going to buy your missus a ring, don't fucking do it. Keep punting. Keep fucking punting.